Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Hyperion Cup Checkpoint. I'm Oakley, joined in the booth with Ethan and Xenon. How you guys doing?
I'm doing great. I can't wait to get into these.
I'm doing really good. Excited to go over how the last week has unfolded for Hyperion, and as well to look for the future.
Absolutely. We do have a recap of last week's games, and we'll be previewing this week's games that start in under an hour. So we have a lot to get through, as well as a little bit of playoff previews as well. So let's go ahead and jump on in. The first game we had last week was Phoenix versus Frost Surge, and Frost Surge took the 3-0 in a very, very close back and forth game. This game, if Phoenix, they clean up a little bit of their gameplay, they might be able to make some noise in the playoffs. Both of these teams were in the top four going into last week, and Frost Surge once again showing off their dominance in this league.
Yeah, I'm only upset that it wasn't a 3-2, as Frost Surge made a habit of doing in split one, where they wanted to have that +1 map differential all the way through.
All the
Yep.
way through. Frost Surge is they've been pretty nutty. I think all tournaments so far. It would kind of suck to see them, just for lack of a better word, drop the ball at any point heading further into split two.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe they slip up a little bit and we get to see Horizon Lunar Colony. I know they are a trolley bunch, so maybe.
Ah, man,
Look, if
I'm
you're
looking
out there,
forward to it. I'm hoping, man. I'm really hoping for it. I think I got, yeah, because I got shut out of Horizon Lunar Colony game last time I got to cast, and I was really eager to watch it. Unlucky.
yeah, we've been in a little bit of a Horizon Lunar Colony drought thus far, but we got some games tonight. We've got games going on all weekend long, so hopefully someone takes us to the moon. But for this game, it was pretty close, and if Phoenix tightens up or if Frost Surge just has one of their little slip up moments that they've shown throughout the season, who knows what this could have been. And we will look forward as Frost Surge plays against Tempest Typhoon, and Phoenix will be playing against Frost Nova. Our next match was a 3-0 in favor of Kaiju Core Clover
Oh yeah.
over Frost Nova. And Ethan, you sound pretty excited, so I'll let you take this one away.
Well, I mean, I am the resident Kaiju Core Clover simp here on Hyperion Co. And for as many people here as I know who watch Mojo, you guys have seen their latest video, top 10 anime redemption arcs of all time, and Kaiju Clover was. They were able to definitely meet my expectations heading into an honestly favorable matchup against Frost Nova. It was a really exciting series. Things stayed relatively close. If you guys can see it, 2-1, 2-1, and 4-3 there on Numbani. So we actually did get a couple of rounds of that hybrid style map. Ultimately, again, just it's a 3-map series, so we don't head into that map for that control. I'm sorry, the 2CP. So miss out on Horizon Lunar Colony. But honestly, Kaiju Core Clover, they're looking strong this week. I'm hoping heading into their matchups coming up soon, that they'll continue to look really good.
Yeah, absolutely. And next, it'll actually be next week that we see Kaiju Core Clover. They're technically on a bye week right now because they would have been playing Peanut Butter Panthers if they didn't drop
Okay.
out. So
Yeah.
they will be in action here in 2 weeks' time. So they're probably at the beach or at a party or something. I don't know what they do in their free time. Maybe they're scrimming. Who knows? They might just be really boot camping it up,
Hopefully they're scrimming.
preparing for Ethan's so-called top 10 redemption arc.
Yeah.
No,
That's right.
I'm still waiting on the redemption arc for Frost Nova.
It's coming.
There was some arithmetic last night, hints of maybe Frost Nova potentially getting a playoff spot. So things would have to go very much in their favor for that to happen. But you know what? That's the best redemption arcs come from the least likely of circumstances.
Absolutely. The Frost Nova team does have a bye next week, so they will be picking up a 3-0. So their game versus Voltage, or not Voltage, Phoenix will matter in terms of map differential, assuming Voltage doesn't win this week or next week. So it'll be really interesting to see if Frost Nova can make things interesting toward the bottom of the standings. And Kaiju Core, like we were just discussing, they're on a bye week this week, but they'll be in action next week versus Danger Close, which is a rematch of one of the games of the season in the Hyperion Invitational Cup. So hopefully we can get that one streamed as well, because the last time they played, it was a great match all around. There's overtime pushes all over the place, full holds in overtime. It was a treat to watch. And before we get into our match of the week, we do have a recap video as per usual, so we're going to go ahead and let that roll, and we'll be right back.
To nullify it. For now, it's going to be starting out the fight from Freya. Paradroid is able to get the sound barrier off. Big Diva Bomb onto Zai. That's so much damage out for Tempest Typhoon. They do find an elimination onto Akuji, but don't forget that Lucio does a ton of healing of Danger Close, but Tempest Typhoon has committed the sound barrier despite the fact that they don't control the objective. They're looking to swing it. Deadeye coming up for 4-on-1. Triple kill! Oh, Cassidy! For Danger Close. A really flashy way to end that fight. What did I just say?
Yeah, just Nano Blade, right on.
Whatever, 50 finding some value with it. Oh, it's a massive self-destruct from Mornitron thrown into the midline of Tempest Typhoon. It's going to clear up that space, but you
Also get that Ana out of play. This is their game to win.
Dudes, I picked up Peridot and Saucer. And without even the nano boost, there's a lot of support coming in from Yikes, some space, and the self-destruct from Mornitron is Brennan bringing the main support back into the fray of battle here for Tempest Typhoon, making the look this. Oh, that was a beautiful stick. That's a double kill. Great stick. Stuck onto. By the self-destruct, it does claim the immortality field of Dr. Brennan, but no lives in the process. Saucer does pick up that final blow. Double fire strike kill. They're onto Kreia and Zai. Also got Mornitron out of mech. 2 Deadeye kills picked up by Zai there for the place. Unable to control their characters, but that will quickly go down. Blade is drawn here from Ford. They're able to find the pick on a Zai and Saucer, as well as picking up a couple of clutch kills with the very fair and balanced abilities that Ukko is equipped with. That's a stabilization. The two members of Tempest, anti-nated Yikes, and Kreia. Kreia is able to use the Wraith form, so they don't have it now to avoid the Genji. Forward with the Nano draws the Blade. That's such a quick build-up of the ultimates, and the Pulse Bomb is deployed as well. Out of nowhere? No, not out of nowhere. Danger Close deserved this win. They are going to close out this series.
In our match of the week from last week was Danger Close taking the 3-1 victory over Tempest Typhoon. Ethan, why don't you break this one down a little bit for us?
I mean, it's tough to break down. It was kept close, pretty harrowing in some places. You guys can see the match stats down there. Dr. Brennan was absolutely popping off, but I mean, so many big moments there from Zai and Ford F-150. Danger Close, I mean, they are a massively heavy hitter here in the Hyperion Cup, and just every time we get to watch them play, it's an absolute treat. Tempest Typhoon as well. They played their little hearts out, man. It was such a fun series to watch, and ultimately, you know, these series end up being really demanding. So at one point, you just kind of run out of steam, and that's kind of what we ended up seeing on Volsky Industry. Still a really fun match to watch.
Yeah, and I do want to say that there is a little bit of a misclick typo on the graphic. They did not play Junkertown. They did play Gibraltar. But the scoreline is correct. It should be a 3-1 on Watchpoint Gibraltar. And yeah, the Tempest Typhoon guys, they had a very, I don't know, quirky, innovative strategy on their first defensive hold on Watchpoint Gibraltar. And on their attack, they kind of just got stuffed at the door and they kept going low ground. But you know, hopefully if we get to see them in action, they'll be able to learn from everything that they took away from their last game here versus Danger Close. Danger Close is one of the top teams, and next week or this week I should say, they do play against Frost Surge, so that is another one of the top teams here in the Hyperion Open Cup. So it'll be interesting if there's any lessons learned going into this week, next week, and in playoffs that the squad can take away from these games, because knowledge is power.
Absolutely, but I don't know. Danger Close is still just built Ford tough, can weather the storm of Tempest, and it was such a nice game to watch. Both in that both the teams put up such admirable performances, but it also is another step to proving Xenon's law, as right now it's just a theory. You win the first control map, I'm
Okay.
sorry. It's not looking good.
And it goes
Unless
okay.
you're Kaiju Core Clover and you get a 3-0.
That's true. Wait, it's a. Did you say win the first control map or win the first control point round?
Map.
Control map.
Okay. Well, the first map. Is that not a law yet?
No, it's a theory. It's a theory. We
Okay,
gotta
just a
put in
theory.
the paces. This is
Okay.
All right, Xenon the Science Guy. Let's go ahead and take a look at the standings. We do have Frost Surge, Danger Close, Paradise Aegis, and Phoenix still solidifying the top 4. Moving on through 5th through 8, we have Tempest, Typhoon, Grav 9, Kaiju Core Clover. Moving on up the standings and rounding it out, we have Voltage and Frost Nova toward the bottom. And everything in the middle of the pack is starting to tighten up. So, maybe one of these teams that are sitting pretty at 3-2, if they lose this week, which is completely possible, who knows? They might be down toward the bottom, or even someone like Phoenix, they're in a position where they don't have to pick or be picked by one of these top 4 teams. Who knows, coming out of this week where they might lie at the end of all of this.
Yeah, I can feel the mental gymnastics that Ethan is getting through to try to get Kaiju up to that number 2 spot.
I'm not a math guy. I cast Overwatch for a reason. All right. It took me a long time to call dual Baptiste amp matrices, because that's the correct terminology. But I gotta admit, I like seeing that little green uptick arrow mark on the on the side of Kaiju Core Clover's name. I'll be honest there, and honestly, seeing Paradise Aegis, who, correct me if I'm wrong, were the Hyperion Invitational champions, seeing them continue to rise in the standings as well, it make themselves really competitive against Danger Close and Frost Surge, is just absolutely exciting for me. To be fair, if I had my way, all these teams would have those little green arrows. I want to see everyone perform, but I'll have to wait on that for playoffs when all these teams are going to bring their A game.
Absolutely. I did have something to say about Paradise Aegis. Oh yeah, every game that they've played against, or the 2 series they had versus Frost Surge and Danger Close, they have both gone to 5. So they're absolute bangers. They're on our YouTube. Go back and watch them. Show some support to your fellow friends over on those teams, because they put up a great fight, great match in all those games. And hopefully we'll be able to see some more of that this week and as we go into playoffs. But before we get to playoffs, we do have matches going on this week. Like we said, we have Grav 9 versus Danger Close tonight in 45 minutes. Then we'll have Tempest, Typhoon, and Frost Surge on Sunday, and Voltage versus Paradise Aegis on Sunday as well. And we'll be rounding things out with Phoenix versus Frost Nova on Monday. So there are plenty of opportunities to come support your favorite team, your favorite players, get some last minute scouting in for Hyperion Cup Legends voting, maybe. And it'll be a great time this weekend for sure.
I'll be fooled as well, because I've got the standing sheet pulled up, as I'm sure a lot of the teams, kind of like to go over their performance over the course of the Hyperion Cup. Don't be fooled by looking at the matchups and seeing Danger Close number 2 spot against Grav 9 sitting right in the middle of the ladder. Same kind of deal with Frost Surge and Tempest Typhoon number 1 seed versus number 5 looks like, and it's like at this point we're far enough into we're in split 2, right? We're far enough into the cup that these teams are really getting comfortable with each other's play styles. I know for a fact they're watching the streams because Kaiju Core Clover dropped that they appreciate all the anime references I used the other night. So they're all seeing each other's strategies. This is this week's schedule. This is an opportunity for any of these lower seeded teams to really unnerve some of these heavy hitters: Danger Close, Frost Surge, Paradise Aegis. This is the opportunity opportunity to turn things around and get a really strong start heading into what we're split to week
3 this week, week 4
Okay.
next week, which is the final week of the regular season.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, if things are going to start turning around for some of these teams, this is that moment, and so these matches are going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Yep. There's plenty of implications for playoffs, which we'll be going to right now. So as you can see here, the top 4 teams are seeded here with the 1 and 4 seed on one side and the 2 and 3 seed on the other. And the way that playoffs will work this time around, there is no last chance qualifier like there was in the Hyperion Invitational Cup. So what will be happening is starting from the number 1 seed Frost Surge, moving all the way down through number 4, which is Phoenix. They will be picking, or I guess in Phoenix's case for the time being assigned teams from the bottom 5th through 8th bracket to be their quarterfinals opponents. So we could see the Frost Bowl. You know, that was a highly touted thing in the regular season. Who knows? We might be able to see it here. Or does someone go like for an ego play and just pick Kaiju Core Clover, you know?
I feel like if we don't see a Frost Bowl, it's going to be
I'll riot.
A little bit of one, you know? But at the same breath, I feel like hell would have to freeze over for that to happen.
I mean, it might just be me with not even a pitchfork, just a regular silver fork. But I'll riot if we don't get a frost bowl. And also, you know, Xenon, you're the math guy, right? I don't see Kaiju Core Clover's name on this list. Someone explain that to me. You know, as their number 1 simp, I gotta see them on every slide that we've had this evening. There, you know, kind of like I alluded to before, there's an opportunity to really turn things around for Kaiju Core Clover. Just a quick yes or a no. Is there a chance to see them in the top 4 heading into the next couple of weeks?
Well, I haven't crunched the numbers, but potentially.
Okay.
A lot would have to happen.
That's all I need.
Is it classified?
Doesn't matter. That's all I need. All I need to know is that the stars will align not only for the Frost Bowl, but also to see Kaiju Core Clover take up their stance in the rankings. You know, show us some of that same energy they had in the Invitational. But again, my expectations heading into the next couple of weeks, I mean, they're high for all of our teams. Phoenix, Danger Close, Paradise, Frost Surge, you know, they better bring the game. But as well, you know, I'm really excited to see Frost Nova, Tempest, Grav 9, you know, see them all step up.
Yep, for sure. I do want to go back to your can we crunch the numbers thing. And if the stars align a little bit and Danger Close falls to Kaiju Core Clover 3-0 or 3-1, they will be in the top 4. But there are some stars aligning that may need to go on for that to happen.
Yeah.
So maybe not. Who really knows?
We'll have to see.
But for now, that will be it for us here on the Hyperion Cup Checkpoint. I've been Oakley, joined in the booth with Xenon and Lord Ethan, and we'll see you guys back here in roughly 40 minutes for Grav 9 versus Danger Close. You don't want to miss it, and we'll see you soon.